All y'all can shut up.
Hey, fuck, I wasn't giving you shit, Nick. Jesus.
You especially, Severn. Hey, welcome to episode 89 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm your host, Nick. I'm here with Severn.
Hey, Nick.
And Blake.
So,
and special guest, Bex.
Hello.
How's it going, everyone?
Good.
Yep. Good. What have people been playing? Severn, let's start with you. What have you been playing?
I was this morning just playing some Tomb Raider, but my past couple weeks have been occupied by getting into a certain video game.
What video game would that be?
This is a Red Dead game. Yeah, Blake's putting his hands over his face. I'll not talk about it. How's that?
No, you should.
Yeah,
Talk
tell
about
me-
it.
Because I'm excited about it, but when I bring it up, people don't want to hear about it. So I'm like,
it's awesome that you're excited about it, but the thing is, like, the game is not out yet, and all it is just videos and
Screenshots. And the things that you're excited about, Severn, they're just odd.
are they?
Yeah. Okay, just before the podcast, you made us go to the Red Dead website, and then you just said, go to the creatures page.
Yep.
Go to
Wildlife.
The wildlife, sorry. Go to the wildlife page. Scroll down.
Yep.
You wanted him to click on, you wanted Blake to click on a
scroll
specific
down,
photo
keep going down,
of a
keep
moose
going down.
that has a bird on its back.
Listeners, you can follow.
There was so much build up for that too, for it
Yeah,
just
sorry.
to be like a bird on a moose.
Yeah, hey, like, guys, there's a lot of shit that comes
in
together
all
to
fairness,
make that.
I have not played a video game where I've seen a bird on a moose.
Mm. Right?
So
Is that
this
exciting?
could be a gaming first.
Yeah.
I feel like I have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what, though.
Zelda.
But I feel, probably Zelda.
It was like mildly noteworthy. It was not worth like the
Shit.
like
what
5
is-
minute of hype.
What is something?
You're
okay, all
you're
right.
never going to believe this, guys.
Well, guys, I the thing is, I tried to grab the mouse because Blake was dilly dally.
He wasn't getting to the moose fast
Yeah.
enough.
So
I started playing the trailer. I thought you wanted
Yeah, I
us
was
to
like,
see a trailer.
Blake, come on, no,
I didn't know.
that's foolish.
Okay, so you've been paying attention to Red Dead.
There's been previews that have come out about the game,
Okay.
and it sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Some journalists, right, have released
Yeah.
a whole bunch of what their impressions of the demos that they saw.
Well, yeah, there were a whole bunch of like game websites that were invited to Rockstar and played a 2-hour session of the game.
Now, I saw somewhere recently that Rockstar was asked if or when it was coming to PC, and they basically implied it wasn't. How do you feel about that?
Is this going off the Facebook thing? The message we got off that?
Maybe.
It might be. That's when I
don't
first heard
remember
about
where
it.
I saw
Yeah.
it.
But I have seen.
I tried to
headlines.
Google for like an official statement.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything.
Mm.
So I'm not going to comment as a Rockstar representative on rumors and speculation.
Okay.
But for now, it's coming out on current gen consoles.
Yeah.
October 26th.
Of which is it coming out for Switch?
No, current gen console.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Y'all are
The ones
jerks.
with 4K capabilities.
Well,
Is there any Rockstar games on Switch?
LA Noire,
oh, that's
Really?
right. They
Yeah.
did do that.
Yeah.
the last gen game. You know,
That
that
was-
PlayStation 3 game.
Last gen, that was really early last gen as well, right? It was like 2011.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, Blake,
Hmm.
what you
Yes.
playing?
I haven't been playing much. I've been playing a little bit more Last of Us. That's pretty great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Not too far. Like, oh man, I met a dude that has a whole bunch of traps set up around, like,
This is Bill.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
and went off with him, and then yeah, that's where I got to.
Cool.
It's only like maybe an hour or two further than
Yeah,
I
it's,
got
it's
before.
pretty early.
Yeah. But yeah.
Why haven't you been playing it?
Man, I've been playing Kingdom Come.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, okay, I've been playing this Kingdom Come game too much, and Sav lent me Last of Us. I got to get on to playing Last of Us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I saw a post on Reddit yesterday, I think, of a screenshot from Kingdom Come. Apparently, you start off as illiterate.
Oh yeah, that's a like reading is a skill.
Yeah.
And what's actually kind of cool because of that, there are books you read in the game.
Yeah.
And when you open them, all the letters are just jumbled up.
Yeah.
If you don't have a high enough skill reading, and as you level up in skill in reading, they become less jumbled, but still kind of jumbled, and you as a player can kind of read them a little bit
pretty
better.
cool.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
The thing is, I saw that and I was like, I can still read this.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
because it's just it's a
Well, you
word
might have
jumble.
seen it when you might have seen it when like he was a little bit better at reading.
I don't. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it was just a screenshot. I had no context
Okay.
for it. But
'Cause-
they use the letters that are in each word.
Yeah.
And they keep the words like isolated.
Yeah.
So you can just unscramble the word.
I think I think though you might have seen it while he was in the process of learning to read, because there's a mission to go and learn to read, and you do read through a passage, and
flashcards.
it's all
Do
like
they give you flashcards for the alphabet?
no.
Okay.
A is for
That's-
apple.
Hey, that's how I did it. So what's
B is for bubonic plague. Yeah, I think you might have seen it when it was like a little bit further ahead, and he was just in the process of learning to read, and you as a player have to read it,
Right.
and the whole point is that you understand it, and then you get a quiz on what you just read.
How do you learn to read in the game?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of quest is it?
Oh, it's just like go to this like scribe guy who will teach you to read, and it's just like a few cutscenes of him like scribbling on some paper and like like getting frustrated and crumpling up paper and throwing it over his shoulder and stuff like that. And then it cuts to a bit where it's like, all right, now it sort of like it's like a montage. And
So the quest is to go find a guy,
Yeah.
and then you just watch a cutscene,
You-
and now you can read.
well, you watch a cutscene, and then you have this test where you read the jumbled up words, and then you read that, and then the guy like quizzes you on it, and depending,
He quizzes you?
yeah, he tells you like, you know, he asks you questions based on what you just read, and you answer them, and then he's like, well done, now you can read better.
Okay.
And then the more books you like read, like the more books, it's
The more
like Skyrim.
cutscenes you watch.
No, the more
The more scribes you bother.
yeah. But it's like Skyrim. When you open up a book, you level up your reading skill. After
That doesn't happen in Skyrim.
It does.
When you open up a book in Skyrim, you level up some random skill.
No?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
well, it's like
reading
that.
skill in Skyrim.
Yeah, well, it's like that. You
just,
open up
you
a book.
can just read.
Well, it's like that. Yeah, this is not realistic.
Wait, which one?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
But look, I think they did a pretty good job of like conveying illiteracy.
I just feel like, why would you even put that in there? It's kind of like an absurd thing to roleplay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean-
Let's pretend we can't read.
Well, they have this like sort of tooltip kind of thing that pops up during loading screens, and one of them is like in medieval times, reading was pretty rare, so that's why your character can't read, and why you have to learn to read to be able to read these skill books and stuff.
I think
It's
My
it's
problem
less a
with this-
gameplay mechanic
yeah.
and more of a like we need to represent the real world in this game somehow.
Sure. And I think that's cool. I love the idea that your character starts off as illiterate and earns the ability to read. But the way they did it was they use letters that you as a player recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Words with the same number of letters, and they used the correct letters. And all
Well-
they did was, also, they kept the capital letters capitalized. So if you know when something's at the start of a word, because it's capitalized.
But the thing is, I didn't even open up a book until that quest.
Okay.
So I don't know what it was. This was after the montage of you learning to read.
Yeah.
So like you're a bit better at reading then. I don't know what it would have been like if you opened up
Goodness.
a book before that. It might have seriously just been a jumbled up
I would
mess.
love it if it was just symbols I couldn't recognize.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense, right?
If you have
Yeah.
no concept of how the letters work,
Yeah.
that's really what you're looking at. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, that's
I
it.
thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I like that they're endeavoring to like
But the thing
make
is, once
your
you
player character
hit
illiterate.
once you do that quest, that's kind of it. Like you don't really care about reading afterwards, because all you're doing is opening up a book and like getting a skill through it. You're not actually reading anything.
Oh, so it just is like you've added a thing to a menu somewhere.
It's like now you've unlocked like your reading skill, I guess. Now you've unlocked the ability to get more skill points from reading books. That's really what it boils
Right.
down to.
See, okay, so in Always bring it back to Zelda. But in Zelda,
Yep.
there are posters and stuff hidden around the world, and like journals and all sorts of stuff, and they hide like recipes in there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no menu for saving recipes, and there's nothing that tells you you've learned a recipe. You just actually have to memorize the recipe, and I always quite liked that system. And in the screenshot of Kingdom Come with the reading thing, the page was a recipe for a potion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do actually have to remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Actually, yeah, that is a good point. Like, and if you couldn't read, that could have been tricky to try to figure out. Like when you, yeah, like
I know it's still funny to me. I don't know why. It's
well,
still funny
yeah,
to me.
but that you reminded me of another system, the alchemy system, where you do read a recipe book and you have to like do this recipe by hand and get the timing right of it to Nick's broken my tablet.
I'm looking at a tablet right now. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at a tablet, and it's
Nick's
90 degrees
distracted
rotated.
Nick, how
no
did
matter
you do
how
that?
I turn it.
Give me my tablet.
It's the learn to read quiz.
Yeah. I don't know why I failed it.
This is role playing of how to learn how to use a tablet.
Sorry. All right. Bex, have you been playing anything?
No, I've been in chill mode after our launch.
Right. So Delve came out. That
Yes,
was
it did.
3 weeks.
I think it was like almost 5 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago?
4 weeks ago. It's been a time warp since.
And you haven't been playing stuff.
Yeah, no, I get real tired from the launches. Like the
Yep.
4 weeks leading up to it is super exhausting. Like super fun, but super tiring. And then I usually spend like the first month of the league recovering from that and just like kind of sleeping and working and just getting back on track.
Right. So tell us about what your side of things is like when we're nearing a release like that. Because you post tons on Reddit, right? And
Yeah.
you're interacting with our players.
Mm-hmm.
But like I imagine that for every interaction that people see, you're still combing through hundreds and hundreds of comments.
Yeah, I spend like the first thing I do when I wake up in the weeks leading up to a launch is I check Reddit and I check Twitter,
Mhm.
and it's also the last thing I do before I go to sleep. So it's like I'm reading comments all day for opportunities to interact with people.
Right.
But the 4 weeks leading up, like it starts off with working out on the trailer.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, it starts with the trailer and the press tour and working on the announcement page, which is a lot of effort because you're talking to all the developers to try and get all the assets together, making
Yeah.
sure it all looks good and it makes sense, that people are going to understand what you're talking about. And then after that, it's like working on the 3 weeks of news schedule and 3 weeks of teasers, which is another talking to developers, making sure we get stuff ready in time, and then making sure it looks good and all of that jazz. And then, yeah, it's like just following that schedule for the 3 weeks and looking for opportunities to help people understand what we're doing or just make them excited about what we're doing.
Right. That also seems really stressful because it's
Yeah.
a deadline every day, basically, right?
Yeah, every day is a deadline, which is normal for me anyway because we have a news post every day. So it's just like that's just my job, is that there's always a deadline. But yeah, it is stressful, but it's also super fun because when people are excited about what we're doing, it's like, oh, cool, I'm doing a good job. Now I'm excited, and like
Cool.
if they're unhappy, then I'm unhappy. It's like I kind of ride the wave with them.
Sure. Your meme game is on point,
Oh,
right?
thank you so much.
So my question is, do you have a folder of GIFs?
I get that question all the time. And it's like, what would I even do with that folder? Like, how would I start accumulating? It doesn't
sort
even
it.
make sense to have a folder. It's like, as soon as I'm in like a meme mood or a
Yeah.
comment mood, I just Google based on that. And I'm like, troll through stuff and find what fits the occasion and isn't inappropriate for like representing a company. And
Yeah.
it's just like a filter process based on that.
Is it just Google image search, or do you have websites?
No, it's Google Image. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I just save it out from whatever website and put it on the Imager. How do you even say that website?
I think it's-
Imager?
Yeah, I
thought
think
it
it's
was
meant to be
always
Imgur.
Imgur?
Imgur? IMGUR?
Imager? I don't know. Anyway, I put it on that website so that it's like safe
Oh, yeah.
and like a nice looking link. Everyone likes a nice looking link.
Breath of the Wild.
Jesus. Nice looking link. Thanks, Dad.
No problem.
What's been your favorite trailer to have worked on?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, that's interesting. I think our favorite trailer that we've done, I actually didn't work on, and it was one of the Fall of Arieth ones where we did like pure slow-mo and we licensed a soundtrack for it.
Yeah.
That one was really cool. But the one that I enjoyed working on the most was probably Atlas of Worlds,
Yeah.
where we had the Shaper freeze.
That one was
thing.
really cool. Actually, that's probably my favorite as well.
I think that's the only one that like I did most of the work on.
Yeah.
Whereas the others, it's like I've done like less than most of the work, if that makes sense. Like I filmed a lot of those scenes and then I edited it together, which I don't usually get to do.
It just looks creepy.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
he's
the
like-
soundtrack was amazing for
Yeah.
that one too. It was like one of our best soundtracks, I feel.
Camille's on point.
Yeah.
But dude, I never see him outside of like when he goes into the kitchen to make tea for
Yeah.
like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has his own room, so he's just...
And slippers that bastard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he always looks real comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
he's
kinda-
probably got a pipe in there.
There's a mix of envy there. Pike.
You can't
Yeah.
just say he has a pipe in there. Oh my god.
Hey. Shit, I'm sorry, Camille.
Those accusations.
It's hotbox in that room.
Yeah, he stays in there for real long periods of times and only takes in bags of chips. How is it representing Granny? Because as a guy on a podcast who kind of doesn't really represent, but kind of does when I do stuff.
You're a semi-public figure because you speak publicly about your work for a company, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
I think you
when I'm
represent
streaming.
Rockstar more than
Yeah.
Granny.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey, Rockstar, you hearing this?
Don't solicit Rockstar on our podcast. Yeah, I mean, you're yes. Yeah. What is your question?
Oh, like how is it representing Granny?
It's fine.
Cool.
It started out as like a really slow transition where it was like super low pressure because I was just on the customer support team, so it didn't really like people weren't paying that much attention to what I was saying, so it didn't matter too much. And then like slowly as I became community manager and people started to become familiar with me, it became like a little bit more pressure. But because it's been so gradual and I've been learning throughout that whole process, it's like it feels really natural and normal to me now. Like I know the community so well, so I know what's going to freak them out and what's going to make them happy. So it's like kind of easy to do that. Like I can do my job tired now, which is a nice thing.
Oh, wow.
It's fine. It's really fun
Yeah.
a lot of the time, and then it's like a lot of pressure other times. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you're like super stoked to be there.
Right.
How much Reddit gold do you have?
Gold? I don't know. It doesn't like accumulate. It expires.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
You get
Reddit
rid of gold for like a month, and then it expires.
Right, but if you get multiple, don't they just like stack?
Yeah,
up
but
over?
how much do I have right now? I don't know, like 2 months worth. I don't know. It's
Have
like
you
a
ever
weird
bought
thing to keep
Reddit
track of.
gold?
Yeah, for other people.
Ah,
Yeah.
What's Reddit Gold?
it's like their premium mode, right? I don't
'Cause-
actually know
Yeah,
what
it's like it
does.
gives you a few perks, which are kind of stupid if you're using the Reddit enhancement suite add-on anyway. That gives you like most of what you want out of Reddit perks.
Okay.
It's more just to be like, yeah, you made like a cool post or like a good comment enough that someone wants to spend $4.50 on it or whatever it costs.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, me neither. I only know karma.
Yeah, I only know common points. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Chris has like years of Reddit gold built up at this point.
I don't know that that's maybe.
I might be lying right now.
Maybe.
We have a list of questions
Oh no.
that we often ask our guests.
Okay.
Nick, you haven't talked about what you're playing. Are you
That's
playing
true.
anything?
So I've got a few things. Pretty much all mobile stuff, of course.
Surprise.
Elder Scrolls Legends, they updated their client. So here's a weird thing that happened. Elder Scrolls Legends is a card game I play. They hired Direwolf Digital to make their card game several years ago, and then earlier this year changed their developer completely. And the new developer, I think they're called Sneaky Pants.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They rebuilt the client from the ground up.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had this fun experience of trying to re-download that client on my mobile. You download like the app, and it's like 50 megabytes, and then you open it up, and it says it's got to update 1,111 files.
Holy.
And so, it has to do that one file at a time. And here's the frustrating part: it doesn't do it when you're not on the screen.
Yeah. You can't minimize it, right? Like.
Can't minimize
Yeah.
it. And I made the mistake of somehow accidentally exiting it
Oh,
at
no.
about 1,000 files,
Oh my god.
and it had to restart.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
if you're gonna do that kind of updating, at least have client resuming on. Like have some way of resuming that download, because that was a bummer. Their new client is not great. It's really sad. They had this big post. They're like, we're it's gonna be a brand new client from building it from the ground up for easy updating, and it's gonna be fast on mobile, and it's up to the standard that Bethesda blah 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 whatever. And I guess it is up to Bethesda standard because it's buggy as hell.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we've been playing that. I downloaded. What was the name of that game, Blake?
80 days?
The Life is Strange. I downloaded Life is Strange.
Yeah?
And I played about 5 minutes of it.
Ah.
A lighthouse.
That's like
fell on me.
that's like no time.
Yeah. A lighthouse fell on me.
Yep.
I didn't have my sound. I think I was in public or something, so I didn't really get very far. And then I stopped.
You can't play that game in public.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Yeah.
So
People will laugh at you.
Why?
Because I don't know, just in general for you being you.
Is it motion controls? Oh yeah, no, actually that makes sense. So I started that. I think that's basically it. I've been playing Delve as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, Path of Exile Delve.
Mm-hmm.
You may have heard of it. It's good. Give it 9 out of 10.
How do we lose the point?
Nico could have been better.
Oh.
Like the writing?
Yeah, the writing could have been better. But yeah, no, it's super fun. I don't know. I haven't really been playing much else. I've been playing a game called Pocket Mine 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mining game. So it's actually, this is a weird one because it's kind of like an ARPG, where you're mining down a vertical shaft.
It's like Delve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of why I downloaded it. I played a previous one in the series, and I wanted to try this one as well. It's fun, but it's also frustrating, and they have a bunch of randomized elements that's kind of silly. But if you like mining games, give it a shot. It's free. It's fine. That's
Hot
it.
recommendation
Yep.
from Nick.
So let's ask some questions, because we have this list of questions. We've asked a bunch of them before. I'm going to start with the most important one, I think. Hot or cold leftover pizza, Bex?
Cold, for sure.
Yes.
It's almost better than hot fresh pizza.
Wow.
Sorry, that is the wrong answer. So no points. Space or dinosaurs is the other one that we always get.
Well, the obvious answer is space, because space has dinosaurs in it.
Yep.
Right?
Is that
Yep.
true?
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
This is
Well,
some
also, which
revisionist
point in
history.
time space? Okay?
yeah.
current.
You
I
don't
think?
get space time. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Space.
Just space?
Yeah,
It's not
just
fair.
space.
Well, yeah, still space.
Yeah.
See, how do you interpret the space part of that? Do you think like you're on a
I think-
spaceship and you get to fly around to all these different planets?
I think you just, have the whole universe in your pocket.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Okay.
So you can access any part of it that you like, including the dinosaurs.
This sounds like the plot of Men in Black.
Yeah, basically.
Mm.
Okay, cool.
It sounds like the question to you is dinosaurs or be God.
Well,
No.
then dinosaurs.
No, I don't have any power over the universe.
You can just
I
see
just have
stuff.
access to
Be
it.
a God that just wants to look at stuff.
Yeah.
Omniscient.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. You just learned a word, Blake.
Yep. Peeping God.
Oh, you did the reading quest again.
Actually, there is a game I haven't played, but I have been watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Survivor's back on the air.
Oh, no.
And Bex,
There we go.
you're a fan of Survivor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been watching it since I was 10. It's like my longest commitment in life. 18
Wow.
years of Survivor.
Wow.
What was your favorite season?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh, good
Maybe
question.
like heroes versus villains, because there are so many good people on that.
Oh, what do you think of Russell Hentz?
I really enjoyed watching him play.
He's such a dick.
Exactly.
What about his
His nephew?
yeah? What was
Yeah,
his
he
name?
was the worst. Brandon?
Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
guy
he
was
wasn't
actually
even
the
good
worst.
at the game. He was just ludicrous. At least Russell was really good at the game.
That's the only time I think in Survivor history that I can think of where they voted someone out at a challenge.
That episode was one of the best episodes I've ever watched. It was so entertaining.
So intense.
His insults towards that other dude were just absurd. Like, no human behaves that way.
Were they-
Let alone when they're being filmed and it's going to be, like, broadcast to all of their country and, like, the wider world. It's ridiculous.
So he was harassing a guy
Yeah, he just
with
lost
TV
his
safe
cool.
words.
No, I don't know.
No, he was swearing. I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure
Yeah.
there was a lot of bleeping in that episode. That was a bonkers episode. They turn up at this challenge, and it's this big challenge. I think it was an immunity challenge,
Yeah.
and the entire tribe had just been sick of this dude, like of Brandon, and I forget exactly what happened, but it was just like, yeah, we all want to vote him out. We're forfeiting the
Wow.
challenge. They didn't do the challenge, and Jeff just said, like, he just asked each person, do you want to vote him out? And everyone was like, yep.
So they basically just were like, we'll forfeit the thing and skip straight to tribal council.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And they had, I'm guessing they like escorted him out with security.
How
because
did
he
how
was,
did that guy
real
take it?
Angry. Oh, he was. I mean, he he
Was he
accepted
surprised?
it.
Like what?
No.
He was not surprised. He was, like, almost angling for it, I think.
Yeah, he was. He wanted to go out with a bang, and he was just like, he let everybody know what he thought of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
One by one, did he go down the line or something? And be like,
I think he focused it on, like, one or two people.
There was.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
he
that's
had
rough.
some real specific grudges. It was pretty amazing.
It was amazing.
Did he come back in the heroes and villains thing?
No, that was after that.
That was off.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's ever coming back.
No, he was on twice.
Yeah, but that was his return.
No, it was not. I thought he came back to, like, redeem himself after that ludicrous behavior. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You probably know better than me.
I thought it was the other way around.
I don't know. I thought he had redeemed himself a little bit the second time he played.
If you've seen Survivor and you know what
He
happened
only
to
insulted
Brandon,
one person.
email frontseatquestions@gmail.com. Fill us in. We can't remember.
You guys last season also ran like a fantasy football type
Yeah.
thing,
I was
right?
just about to bring that up. Yes. So
Nick
last.
lost.
No, I came second.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, but you were losing the whole time.
I was losing the. Okay, so we did a fantasy.
And you
draft.
had spare players. So
Yeah.
it's like, come on.
Yeah, I had both the spares. It was my wife Carrie, Bex, and I. We had a draft, randomly chosen members with 2 floaters of last season of Survivor. This is the Wendell season.
Spoilers.
Well, hey, you know what? That's fine. Sorry. We'll bleep that out. Bleep it out. Bleep it out. It was heroes versus healers versus hustlers? No.
Was it?
No.
I
can't
don't
be it.
remember.
I don't remember what the theme
Blood
was.
versus. Nope.
No.
It's not that either. Ghost Island. That's what it was.
That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
Ghost Island. Yeah. So, randomly chosen team members. I think I lost 6 members in 8 weeks,
Yeah.
something like that. And then I had 1 member left who, spoilers, won the whole dang thing.
Whoa, you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got so lucky.
I was like way behind the whole season. And then I got a big boost of points at the end that put me into 2nd place. And Bex won.
Yes.
By
Nice.
a huge margin. So this year, we've chosen our team members. We all went on the Survivor website. We had a look at each of the members.
Do they have
did.
stats?
No.
Just face. You just
What are
choosing
their
They're human beings,
What are
okay?
their stats going to be, Blake?
survivability, reading.
Yeah, sure. They can all read as far as I can tell. So we all looked through them. We chose our members one at a time, did a round robin. And the first episode happened last night. We had 2 floating members who no one picked, and one of them went home.
I want to know what are you basing these picks on?
We read their bios.
Yeah, and also Survivor, they cast their people based on like certain archetypes. Like they always have like 2 attractive white men and 2 attractive blonde women, and
Right.
like the elder gentleman and the ludicrous human. You know, it's like you kind of know how those
Yeah.
archetypes play out throughout the season, so you can kind of pick based on how they typically do.
Although
from there.
often they surprise you.
Yeah, they're supposed to surprise you as well. But you can kind of know whether or not someone's going to persist at least halfway
Yeah.
if they're not going to win, you know?
There's pretty much always one nerd, right?
Yeah, well, like, you know Christian's going to make it probably past the merge.
Is it pronounced Christian?
I don't know, I just assumed.
thought it
It's
was
probably
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's American, never mind.
Christian.
So Christian, the nerd.
The nerd.
He was my like *1 pick, and so far he's baller.
found
First
a kinship?
episode. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I identify pretty strongly with him. But man, this is shaping up to be a good season. Got some likable people in there. Got some real weirdos.
Yep.
Um,
Should be good.
there's a wrestler who had literally just listed nicknames for himself in an interview.
Man, I'd pick that guy first. He sounds great.
I picked him. I figure he's gonna make waves. I don't think he'll win, but he'll like get me some points.
Yeah.
He did lose the first challenge he competed in, which was against the nerd.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but they also were able to pick. Like they designed it so that they would lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some weird they're kind of okay. So the theme is David versus Goliath, and it's clearly like they're setting up the underdogs to win, which is a bit
Yeah. Well, that's how it always happens in Survivor. Pretty much, is that the underdog does better eventually. And
Yeah.
They like suck it first, and then they do well.
Although this time they kind of kicked butt.
Only
Straight off
in
the
the
bat.
reward, they lost the immunity.
This is true,
Yeah.
but it didn't
so...
matter.
What was the challenge? What was it? What did they do?
So the first challenge, there was like the first challenge. It was for a first ever challenge in a Survivor season. This was so complicated. Okay, so they're on a boat, and the boat has been modified so the deck is a whole bunch of different challenges, and they choose. There's like 3 options at 4 different points or something. Or maybe it's
I
just
thought it was
3.
3x3.
by
Like 3
3?
different phases and 3 options per phase.
And you could pick one for one. The one team was chosen to pick who did what, and they were at the exclusion of each other. So if one person chose to do this weird wobbly sideways ladder thing, the other team couldn't do it.
Mhm.
And so the Goliath team was first chosen to choose who their strongest 2 members were and who the weakest 2 members of the other team were. And so they get pulled out of their teams. And then those 2 people on the David team, the weaker quote-unquote tribe, were chosen to choose who did what in the actual challenge. And they chose, I think, like one of them was like climbing through a weird rope tunnel thing. I don't remember what it was, but one of the options, there was like a choice between a 3D block puzzle, a 2D sliding block puzzle, and some physical task.
Moving like bags of sand.
Yeah, carrying heavy bags of sand.
Mhm.
Which, if you'd seen the David tribe, there was no way they were gonna do that. So the Christian who was on the David tribe chose the sliding block puzzle for them to do. And as it turns out, he had been in his undergrad years developing algorithms for solving sliding block puzzles.
Awesome.
So he blew through it
Wow.
real fast.
I think it was like a record, right, for a Survivor?
Jeff said 5 seconds or something like that. I think
It's
it was,
ludicrous.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I think there was some editing there, but yeah, they kicked butt, and David and Christian turned out to be a real baller. So he was my first pick on the guys' side, and very pleased with that outcome. I'm very
So
excited
I
to
want to
watch this
know who was picked last
Oh,
of your guys
okay.
on
there,
your guys'
yeah,
teams.
there was a dude called Pat
Yeah.
who reminded us a little bit of the guy we were just talking about before, Russell. He
Yeah.
was like a villain, and so we were all kind of like, I don't know about that dude, and we didn't pick him. And then there was like another woman who just didn't look very strong or socially capable.
her name was Lyrsa. She was
Lyrsa?
like
Yeah.
super tiny and had
Yeah.
bright purple hair.
And she's just started doing kickboxing, so she's like not the most physically able either. So
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, those were our 2 floaters. But then Pat, the dude, was the one who
Spoilers. But go ahead.
you already. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone knows when they listen to this video game podcast, they're gonna get Survivor spoilers.
Right. It's really their own fault.
Yeah, he got like they were transporting the cast between events or whatever off camera, and they hit a really big wave, and he like hurt his back somehow to the
shit.
point where he got evacuated from the whole game because he had to go to hospital.
Whoa.
Which was like quite disappointing because we didn't choose him, and we just made a rule where you get an extra 5 points if someone has a medical evacuation,
Oh,
and so none of
wow.
us got the 5 points.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. But it's also funny that like one of the 2 people out of the 20 people
Yeah.
that the only two people who weren't chosen, one of them goes home first.
Yeah.
So, but we've got some good rules this season. One of the best rules from last season, which came from Bex, was if someone cries, you lose a point.
Yeah, which totally bit me in the ass last time because I got the most crying person on my team. She cried almost every episode. I was like, why did I make this rule?
Oh, did I say lose a point? I meant gain.
Yeah, man, I love Survivor.
It's a good show.
So that's one of the main games I've been quote unquote playing, but not really. I've just been watching it and enjoying the draft.
Cool.
Yeah. It does make it so much more interesting to watch.
It's surprising how much more invested you become when
Yeah.
you've got people to root for, even though they are split across the two tribes.
Mm-hmm.
It means that like even if one tribe is doing badly, you can still be rooting for like someone to do something.
Do you all watch it together? Is this like a?
No,
Nope.
Uh,
We're
it would be
antisocial.
weird.
So if you watch Survivor and are doing a draft, you should email us at frontseatquestions@gmail.com and tell us who was your first pick. No one will email us about that because who else is doing that? Nobody. Bex, what's your favorite game?
Path of Exile. That's actually true. It sounds like I'm talking shit, but like that's actually true. It's my favorite game.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
Okay, well then, outside of Path of Exile, it's probably GTA 5.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, yeah, that's like the perfect game.
It's good for killing time. And it's kind of social. You can just hand around the controller.
Yeah.
Have lives.
Well, it's also like so many games wrapped into one. You've got like a driving simulator, like a flying simulator. You can play arcade games. It's an RPG. It's like a first-person shooter at the
Hang
same
on.
time.
Wait,
Murder
arcade
simulator.
games?
Yeah.
Where are the arcade games? I never
In
found
the
the
game.
Where?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played it.
What arcade games are there? Severn? You're the expert here.
Well, you can like do golf and like other stuff. You can do
Oh, yeah.
yoga
Oh, sure.
as well.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning, do some online yoga. It's really good for your health.
You can play golf in Zelda. So
Can you?
Can you?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yep.
Huh. With Korok seeds?
No, with a giant boulder and a mallet.
Oh, yeah, with those
It's a-
magnet powers and stuff.
Yeah, there's a Goron Golf where you basically
That's
try and
cool.
hit a rock into a. Anyway, it always comes back to Zelda. Why GTA? Why?
I just explained why. It's like
Yeah,
the perfect
but-
game. It's got all the other games in the game.
But then you have to like put up with dumb driving to places.
It's
Isn't that-
so much fun to drive to places. You can drive like you'd like to drive in real life. You
Yeah,
drive
on
in
the
real life?
sidewalk.
No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. The correct answer was Zelda.
Shit.
What's the here's I don't know that we've ever asked this question, but maybe we have. What was the first video game you've ever played?
Oh, I can't remember because I would have been like 5 or whatever, but I kind of vaguely remember it being this weird naughty game where you're also supposed to like
Naughty.
mine through this area.
Wow.
Or it
Naughty
would have
i-
been Lemmings probably.
Naughty is in like the
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
elf,
elf
guy.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a real. Do they have that in America? Noddy?
Oh, I bet they don't because
don't-
it's like an Enid Blyton.
Yeah, I think it's like an English thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they had it in Australia. I don't know about the US.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
Just in the Commonwealth, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon it's just Commonwealth. Yeah.
There was a weird show that they showed in Australia called Titch.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was kind of like if Naughty was a real wuss.
I thought it was.
Yeah. isn't
Yeah,
he kind
imagine turning Naughty even wussier.
of-
And it
What,
was-
is he just like a puddle of like shit or
Well-
something?
he was like a little tiny, like a 4-year-old boy
Yeah.
who basically, oh man, I don't even remember. I just remember like my friend and I would watch that show and just we just found it amusing how much of a wuss this guy was.
But you said lemmings?
I think it's Lemmings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's like a GTA Lemmings connection?
What?
I think the developers of Lemmings
Oh, yeah, yeah.
then later made GTA.
Yeah,
That's
the
crazy.
original
What?
GTA
Yeah.
was made by a guy called David Jones, and
Davy Jones, for sure.
he owned a locker. And no, David Jones, yeah, he first designed Lemmings, and then they went and played. They designed the original GTA. I met him
That
Oh,
is
yeah?
so interesting.
when I was
Oh.
working as a journalist. He was my first ever interview.
Shit.
Yeah, and
Did
everyone,
you know this about him?
people told me this about him
Oh, cool,
and
cool.
said, nobody ever gets to interview this guy.
Yep.
Make sure you're. you
Was it
take this
embarrassing? Did
opportunity.
you handle yourself well?
Probably not. It was my first ever interview.
I
mean,
shit. Yeah, just throw you right in.
Yeah, really. At that time, he was working on APB, which turned out really well.
Mhm.
APB failed. What game had its biggest impact on you? Can't say Path of Exile.
Yeah, it's got to be Path of Exile.
Yeah,
well,
of
yeah,
course it's gonna be
naturally it
Path of
would
Exile.
be. That is hard to say. It's actually probably Tibia.
Tibia.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that?
It's a like low grade RPG MMO thing.
It's like you. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have like a little town thing,
Mhm.
and you're on a map where everyone else has their own little town thing, and you're basically like training and buying units, and then sending them to their to enemy towns to raid them for
No,
resources.
that's like absolutely not the same thing.
Ignore me.
No, it's just like a MMO thing where you go out and you hunt and you get experience and you can train your character and you can like craft your items and stuff.
How old is it?
It's pretty old. Like I started playing it in about like 2007
Okay.
or something, and it was like it existed before that.
Huh.
It's not very good. Like I wouldn't recommend it, but it was more
Yeah.
like influential to me because it was the first game that I really, really played a lot. Like a lot.
How many hours a day?
Oh, all day, every day for a period of my life.
Shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like me in World of Warcraft for a
Yeah.
while.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you ever play World of Warcraft?
No, I've played it for about 6 hours in my life.
Whoa.
How did you only play it for 6 hours?
I don't know.
What were your...
She's playing Tibia.
Yeah, but what circumstances are you?
Oh, I
plunked
was
in front of?
living with some people who played it, and they're like, "Hey, you should play it." And I was like, "Okay," but I never wanted to get like a subscription, so I just never bothered.
It can be. I find it can be annoying if you have friends that are really, really into.
This one game, and then like
This one game.
and you can't get any excitement because he's hogging all the
Yeah,
excitement.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I get it.
but
It's really weird.
but I'm a little bit like that with World of Warcraft now because like sometimes I think about going back to play it, but if I jump on, I've got like a bunch of friends that are on there and they'll be like, "Oh, you're coming back? Oh, we should do this and do this and do that." I'm just like, "Oh no, I just want to play at my own pace, please." Just
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, now they've got these ways to like upgrade your character to like certain levels.
yeah.
But like if you have skipped an expansion or two or whatever,
Mm. But that's the thing I want to play through. Like if I played again, I'd happily play through all the expansions because I want to play the game. I don't want to be like I'm gonna pay $90 to up my guy to the latest expansion and then that's it. I don't want to.
you'll pay $90 for just the expansions themselves.
Yeah, I don't want that.
That's fair.
I want to play the
Do you-
whole thing.
Do you play it by yourself?
The last time I played, I was playing with friends, but I have played by myself, and it's been fine, been fun.
I mean, it's weird to return to that game,
Yeah,
like because you can only really play by yourself, right? All the other characters are level capped.
oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If I go back, then it's like all my friends are like, "Oh, come on, we'll give you an XP boost and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh man, I just too antisocial." That's
You
my
don't
problem.
need those I don't know, tasks,
Yeah,
obligations. That's the word I was thinking of.
but Tibia, what did it actually look like?
Yeah, because I apparently am not remembering the right game.
I can't even remember the term to describe it. It's like 8-bit, 16-bit.
Okay.
It looks pixely. It's like
so 2D.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Is it side scrolling?
No.
I'm trying to imagine what it looks
We'll
like.
Google it later.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'll just Google it.
Yeah, it's not a very good game. I don't recommend it. Also, everyone like anyone who knows the game and then hears that I like really enjoyed it, they're like, "Oh no," you know. So it's like one of those.
Here's a question: if Path of Exile did not exist, what would you be doing?
I would probably be a house painter.
Whoa.
House
yeah?
painter.
Yeah, that's what I was doing before I worked at GGG, and I was like just getting ready to like consider doing an apprenticeship and doing it properly.
Wow.
And then I found out about the job, and I was like, okay, I'll just give that a go, see what that's like, and then here we are.
How did you hear about GGG?
Originally I heard about it because one of my friends is a huge Path of Exile fan, but then I heard about the job because my family knows Chris's family, and so they were like looking for more people, and they were asking around for customer support, and they had heard that I had done like similar work for a different game beforehand. So
What?
yeah, did you not know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I can't tell you which game,
What?
but it was for
Really?
about a year, and I was really bad at it.
Oh
Huh.
shit.
Was it World of Warcraft?
No,
Tibia. It was
no.
Was it GTA 5?
Oh, I wish.
customer support. Oh, would that be rough
Customer
with-
support?
for a Rockstar?
I don't know.
She doesn't work there.
No, but like the GTA crowd is kind of
Oh,
You
they're
know?
ruthless. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you ever go on their social media and see them, like, the way that they complain about stuff when there's stuff to complain
Oh,
about
boy.
is pretty,
Yeah.
like, cutthroat.
yeah. Jeez.
We're pretty good at like getting back to players and like being kind of
Yeah.
transparent and stuff,
Mhm.
right? Because I always think that like player hostility happens when studios don't communicate properly, like
Yeah, I
I'm-
think it's
I'm-
one of those things with other companies. Like, if you're trying to get people to buy your game, all you need is that people are interested in the game, so they buy it once. And then after you've got that money, it's like, why would
Yeah.
you need to maintain that relationship, really?
Yeah.
Whereas we are always gathering new people and we want people to stay and be part of the community, so you have to maintain that relationship constantly.
What is your favorite movie quote?
Why do people remember movie quotes? Like, I can't really think of anything other than just like Nacho Libre.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie,
I've
but those
never
aren't
seen
good
it.
quotes.
Nacho. Shit. So I thought about this, and mine goes right back to when I was a teenager. There was a movie called Joe Dirt.
Oh,
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And yeah, there was a quote that stuck with me to this day. Keep on keeping on. That's always been good for
That's
me.
That's pretty motivational.
Yeah.
Keep
yeah,
on
yeah.
keeping on.
I was trying to find the origins of it too.
Yeah.
And apparently there's like a song in the 1970s that.
Yeah, there's
keep
also
on
that
keeping.
scene from like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know
Whoa.
about that.
With the Brady Bunch movie?
Yeah,
That movie's great.
it
I
actually is
love
quite
that
good.
movie. And the sequel's really good too.
I didn't realize how dirty that movie
It's
is.
so dirty.
Yeah, like you watch it as an
So
adult and
dirty.
you're like, I cannot believe all of this went over my head as a child.
Wait, is this that? This is not like the actual Brady Bunch. This is the one from like the 90s.
90s,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which was making fun of the Brady Bunch, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It was playing on all of the weird tropes that the Brady Bunch used,
Yeah.
and like how, yeah. That movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen the Brady, a very Brady movie, is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
Or maybe it's a very Brady sequel. I don't remember. If
I
you
thought it
haven't
was
seen
just
the,
like the Brady Bunch movie.
Mm.
yeah, just watch that stuff. That
Yeah.
that movie's great.
What about you, Nick? What's your
You know, I
quote?
don't
Do you have one?
know. Nothing's coming to mind.
What's that quote from?
It's an original. Yeah, no, nothing's springing to mind. I should have probably thought about that at some point before we were asking the question. But you
Yeah.
know what? I didn't.
Blake, you got something?
Mine is not so much a quote, but it is a speech
Oh yeah.
that Sylvester Stallone gives in the Rocky Balboa movie.
Oh, you know what? I do have a quote.
Yeah.
Clever girl.
Oh,
From Jurassic Park.
I thought it was like from Silence of the Lambs.
I
was like, that was
thought
so
that
creepy.
The way you said it.
I ate his kidney with some fava beans. No. Clever girl. I say that to my wife regularly because she's a big
Do
Jurassic.
you say it like that though? Like,
Does she
Do I
appreciate
growl
it?
it at her?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
She
dope.
loves it. No. What was the speech from Rocky?
Oh, it's just about
Adrian.
yeah. It's just about he's talking to his son, and his son's like, "Oh, you don't go through with this fight or something like that." And Rocky is like saying, you know, like, don't use me as an excuse for like not standing up for yourself kind of thing. It's just a weird motivational thing that I like.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Clever girl's better, but
sure.
I just realized what mine is. There's the scene in Lord of the Rings where, why? What?
Great movie. I love that freaking movie.
Why are you saying it like that?
Lord of the Rings. Oh, I'm so excited. There's so much anticipation right now. I want to know this quote.
Or is something to do with like they're talking about Gandalf and Frodo are talking about Gollum and like whether or not he should die or whatever. And Gandalf has this speech about how not even like the greatest of gods can see all ends, and like a lot of men who deserve to live die, and a lot of men who don't deserve to live are living or whatever. And he's like, can you give them the justice that they need? Something along those lines. Like I'm butchering that for sure, but that's the essence of it, which always really resonated with me, where it's like you can't know what's going to happen, and like you can't put value on someone's life regardless of what they're like.
That's really cool.
Did you like it, Seb?
That quote?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm struggling to think of where that comes from, but
Did you like the movies?
fucking love that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it.
I still feel like you're being sarcastic.
Like I've got this power of like genuinely liking a thing, and then people are like,
Why you be such a dick about it?
you asshole. Yeah, I really like it. I watched them a lot, like extended editions.
Why do you laugh after you say it? It sounds so sarcastic.
I'm thinking of how much joy it brought me.
Okay.
The mouth
I
of
really
Sauron,
like them too, I
think
guess.
The mouth of
The
Sauron.
issue is we
holy
don't
shit.
really see Severn express joy.
What is this strange
Yeah.
emotion?
Why is your
When-
face like that? It's called I'm smiling. What? I don't like it. Change it.
God damn it.
You seem happy and you're not talking about GTA. I don't understand.
Yeah, shit. I loved Lord of the Rings. That would be like. There's a lot of nostalgia there as well. Like me and my family would go out and watch it every Christmas.
Whoa, really?
It's
Yeah.
a weird Christmas movie.
Oh, no, because it was coming out every
Yeah.
Christmas.
It would come out like every
Oh,
Christmas.
okay. Yeah. That's
And so we'd
reasonable.
go out. We'd go to like this reading cinema in Wellington. We get the lounge chairs. And
Oh,
just
man.
have a row. All
Sounds
you can eat
awesome.
popcorn and Lazy Boys.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah. So it's fantastic. I love them.
I love those movies as well, but I've only seen them once
What?
because they're so long.
I've seen them
They're-
so many times.
Yeah,
They're
so
too
many
long.
times.
Yeah.
And you have to watch like the proper version, like the extended version
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you watch
God,
them.
No,
Yeah.
no. That third movie is like 4 hours, just
Yeah,
as
the,
by
the
itself.
extended
So good.
the extended version turns into like a 12-hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
thing,
sounds like
yeah.
a nightmare.
Me,
It's
me and my friends
wonderful.
once just watched it all in one go and
Nice.
was just like, "This is 12 hours."
how you
12
live.
lives, yeah.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, when you watch it like it's one giant 12-hour movie, you know how that ending is so long?
Mhm.
It's in absolute proportion with the rest of the
That's
12-hour
actually
movie.
so true. I hadn't thought of it like that.
That ending, I made the mistake of getting the largest frozen Coke I possibly could. This is the
Same experience.
the
with
day it
movies,
came
yeah.
out, and I finished it within like the first half hour of the movie.
Mhm.
And my brother was insistent that we wait till the end of the credits.
Nice.
And
He's a good
those
brother.
Oh,
credits-
he's waiting for after credit scenes.
Those credits are like literally 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I have an ironclad bladder because of that movie.
Well done.
Thank you. If you have an ironclad bladder, tweet at Front Seat Cast. Just
Front seat bladder.
just tweet the word bladder, but specifically tweet it at Blake.
Oh no.
Man, I had a lot of pride like watching those movies too.
They were really good, but
Yeah.
like the Hobbit movies were so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
they were.
Dude, I went to a premiere like when they had I think it was the last one, Return of the King premiere in Wellington.
Hmm.
I think it was in Wellington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, heads as far as like the eye can see down Courtney Place. Had Peter Jackson and like some producer down one end. It was fantastic. People like everywhere. Like I'd
Yeah.
never seen Wellington like that.
Yeah, they were good movies.
Here's a question: when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a tractor driver.
Holy.
I remember you saying this on
It's not
Twitter.
even a job. I just wanted to
Why?
do that. That's what I wanted. I don't know. We used to have a batch when I was a kid, and we'd go out on boats and stuff. And like when you take the boat out, you use a tractor to do it. And just thought that was fantastic, and I wanted to do that.
Do you have to use a tractor to take a boat?
You can use a car, but
Okay.
tractors are much cooler.
Yeah, they got bigger wheels.
Yeah.
More track.
They don't get stuck in the sand as much.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Did you think that, like, because driving a tractor, you're usually doing something, right?
I didn't really think that far ahead. I was like, that's just what adults do, and that's
They
what I'm
drive
going to
tractors?
do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Driving a tractor.
Do you still want to drive a tractor for a living?
Not for a living, but I would love to have one. Like, even if it didn't work, just to have one at my house so I could
Oh,
look at
yeah.
it, I'd be pretty happy.
Would
It
you
would-
hop in it and just be like, me?
Yeah!
It would be a pretty neat, like, conversation starter to have in your living room. Just a giant tractor that you sit on when you're watching TV.
Well, that's just not practical.
Well, maybe.
What were you
not.
thinking, Nick?
Sorry, you're right. I was. I want to make a formal apology. What is one of your most defining moments in life?
Defining moments?
Mm.
Honestly, probably starting at GGG is one of the big ones because I didn't really anticipate having a proper career. I thought I was just going to bum around and do different jobs my whole life. So it was pretty cool the way that worked out. Like, really wasn't expecting it.
Getting promoted.
Yeah, all of that good stuff. Beyond that, probably I was in an international music competition in high school, and the year that we competed was like a super rough personal year for me, and we ended up doing really, really well in that competition, which I was not expecting. I didn't recognize that we had any talent, and also the fact that I had made it to that competition was like a big deal for me. So it was like the culmination of all of that coming together and working out really well was like a big deal for me.
And what instrument did you play?
Cello.
Nice.
Oh, and I also did like auxiliary percussion in a different group for the same competition.
What's auxiliary percussion?
It's like you do a bunch of different percussive instruments in the back of the orchestra.
Is one of them the triangle?
Yes.
Man, that's my
And
favorite.
like I also specialize in the timpani, which are the big tuned drums.
Wow.
And fun fact, we were the first group to ever play a box of jelly beans in the Sydney Opera House.
You played a box of jelly beans.
Yeah, we lost our shaker right before the performance, and so we had to improvise. And all we had was a box of jelly
Nice.
beans.
Wow.
I
Did you get another shaker? Or you just like, nope, this box of jelly beans.
Yeah, no, that's just how it works. Yeah.
in kindergarten, I pissed myself in the Sydney Opera House on stage. So,
Very nice. I bet you were in the first though, so
Probably
like
not. No.
whatever. No one cares, Nick.
Whatever. You know what? We've all got achievements. Is all I'm saying. Ooh.
Do you still play any instruments?
No, I'm rusty. I mean, I have a piano at my house, so I do still play piano
Oh,
occasionally.
cool.
But my last time I went to play cello, the string broke, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just done with that. I haven't fixed it yet.
Cello is pretty cool. Like, I subscribe to a YouTube channel of this guy that just does like movie and like TV show soundtracks on a cello, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just it's so
awesome.
good. Like he does the Game of Thrones
Nice.
like intro music on a cello, and it just sounds so damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the instrument that's closest to the human voice, and as far as timbre goes, right?
Is that right?
That's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm
feel
not
like
a
that's not
sound
true.
scientist.
It's like so bassy though. Like human voices aren't usually that bassy.
Hey, man. I don't,
He'd be like,
I
disagree.
I feel like it's
What
more
are you
likely to
talking
be
about?
like the viola or something like that, because it's like a little bit higher.
this is just what I read.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you read this?
I wrote it.
In your diary.
Dear diary, the cello is.
My voice sounds like a cello.
This is a good question. I really like this question. What is the first thing you ever saved up money to buy?
Embarrassing. It was a hair straightener.
It was what?
A hair straightener is like not very exciting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mine was the Michael Jackson album History. It was a double album.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Mine was probably Lego.
Lego's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Like
Mine was the original Xbox.
that's pretty good.
I
you
still
know?
have it.
Really?
Yep.
What did you think of the controller? How old were you?
I was.
You would have been quite old. That's quite a late. Now that I'm doing the maths in my head. The first thing you ever saved up to buy,
Yeah.
you would have been like 15.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was my own money. I mean, with money that I made.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
sure,
I was
sure,
like
sure, sure.
15 when I bought
Yeah,
hair
not-
straighteners as well.
Right.
I don't mean
okay.
like
Huh.
pocket money that my parents gave me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah, me
okay.
too.
I don't buy. Yeah, I don't buy Lego like with my adult money.
With the adult money when you became an adult. What do you spend your adult money on?
What's weird is I think I probably have bought more Lego now.
I think, well, I mean, if we're talking pocket money, I used to like rent like Sega and video games and stuff from our local store a lot.
Okay.
That's basically what I spent and lollies.
But did you
And-
save up for anything as a kid?
I remember saving up like my pocket money to buy this thing. It was called. It was like a laser tag set where you have like the vest and
Oh.
like a gun and stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is the coolest thing. And I had even like a chart of like how much because I got like $2 a week pocket money, and like I had a chart of like how many weeks it would take. And then when I saved up that much, I was like, you know what? I don't really want this now. I'm gonna rent a video game console for like a whole weekend, and it was great.
Fair enough. What was your first thing that you bought with your pocket money?
I don't think I got pocket money. It would have been like candy.
All right. Let's find a good question. Oh, this is kind of a nice one. What was the highlight of your week?
I don't even remember this week. What did I even do? I went to work. That was cool.
Okay. That was
Didn't you find a mushroom?
Oh yeah, that's so weird. Because I have plants on my desk. I came in one morning and like 2 mushrooms had popped up overnight in one of the plants.
That's so. I when we were doing War for the Atlas, I did a bunch of reading about mushroom life cycles, fungus life cycles, because the Elder is like in part based on fungus.
Okay.
And so I
Fungi?
learned.
Wow.
We're gonna cut that out. Just beep that, Blake. I'm just.
Wait, how
Okay,
is
you ready?
he based on
Beep it now.
fungus? For
Huh?
real though, how is he based on fungus?
So there's like the decay
Mm-hmm.
in the lore for the War for the
Right.
Atlas is that weird colorless stuff.
Right.
And basically, what I wanted our writer to try and express through story somehow, a fungus, when you see like a mushroom or whatever, that's just the fruiting body of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
It's the equivalent of like an apple. And
Right.
what the actual meat of the main part of the fungus are these like tiny threads that stretch like quite far throughout soil. You don't even see them usually, but they're
Okay, so I
tiny.
should throw that whole plant out.
No. I mean, it depends. Is the plant dying?
No, the plant is fine, but I looked up the type of mushroom it was, and it's called like a stinky parasol. I'm like, I don't want that on
no.
my desk.
Yeah.
Is it edible?
I don't know. I didn't try it. It
should
died
eat
the
it.
next day. It was
Aw.
very short lived.
Yeah, that's-
Really? But on its own?
Yeah, on its own. I wasn't there to comfort it in its last breath.
Gently stroking the mushroom. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's okay.
No,
I
mean, you
didn't try to
do
kill it.
anything.
No.
Mushrooms are weird. They appear overnight and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And
it
they
was
just
really
spit
weird.
spores everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna get a whole bunch more mushrooms just
Oh.
in like a few weeks or whatever.
Oh no.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a
They-
mycologist.
only if somewhere's damp and like that. Like,
It doesn't make sense that they'd grow in the office.
yeah, it doesn't.
Disagree. It's dark. It's
Not on my side.
Yeah, not on our side.
We have
Okay.
light on that side.
Yeah,
well, I take it back.
we have fluorescent light on our side.
Are you the only person in the office that has a plant on their desk?
Well, Eric now has that weird thing in water.
Oh yeah, he's got the like weird
But other
hydroponic.
than that, yeah.
What weird thing has he got? What's going on?
There's like a jar of water on his desk and there's like a plant in it.
Have you not noticed this? He's your boss.
I don't look into his office.
It's like on display as you walk by the office.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't look that way.
Check it out next time. Why did you get a plant?
I got one like the first week I started in support because they're like supposedly good for your eyes. If you stare at a screen all day, it's not ideal for you. But if you have like foliage around the edge of your screen, apparently it like lessens the effect that has. So that was the initial reason. And then after that, I just really like it. It's like quite comforting. It looks nice. Like you have better oxygen, maybe. I don't know.
Is it a peace lily?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
those are
they're-
fantastic. I've
yeah.
got some at home.
They're so hard to kill. That's why.
I was about to ask what it was.
Yeah, that's cool.
Why are they called peace lilies?
I don't know. Maybe they're peaceful.
They look nice. The flowers are these white things with
Yeah.
the yellow
Are,
bulby
are
things
they
in
the,
it.
the cuppy looking ones with the single yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
looking-
it's sort of like a jug,
Yeah.
like a gravy jar.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of when I hear peace lily is Hot Fuzz. Have you
I
guys
don't
seen
think
Hot
I've
Fuzz?
seen that.
I have seen it. I don't know this reference.
Okay. Never mind them. Next question. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
It's like a toss up. I'd kind of like to be a psychologist. And then also my like dream job, which I don't think I would ever do, would be to do like be in the orchestra for musicals and operas and like movie soundtracks and stuff like
Man,
that.
that's cool.
Playing cello?
Yeah, but that's like so much work, and the opportunities are so few, and it's like hard money and all of that jazz.
I knew some struggling orchestra musicians. Yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like a really.
Yeah, it's so competitive, and it's like just not really that viable. But as far as fun jobs go, I think that would be pretty cool.
Ooh, here's a question. What is your favorite show you're watching right now?
Watching right now?
Swear to God,
I'm-
it better be Survivor.
No. I'm rewatching Mad Men for like the 7th time.
Oh wow.
I love that show. It's like reading a book, but like visually,
How else do you read books?
like in a quest, in a video game.
Through a montage.
That's pretty good. I like that joke. Hey, whatever. Ooh. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, telekinesis for sure.
Interesting. Why?
Because you can do so much with that. You can start a fire. You can fly.
That's the first thing you go to.
That's
You
immediately
can
where
do
you
so
go.
much with telekinesis. Like you could make noise with telekinesis. You can do like most things.
Why did you go immediately to you can start a fire?
I don't know. I really don't know. That like maybe I should
Start a
analyze
fire.
that.
Are there any office rituals or quirks? We always ask this one, and we've heard a few, but
Rituals?
do you specifically have any office rituals or quirks?
Like? Can you give me an example?
Well, Blake makes a giant pot of coffee several times a day.
Yeah, I guess just things that you do around the office regularly.
I don't think I really have any rituals. I mean, like the main one that I do is like every launch day that we have. When I go home, I get into bed, I make a coffee, I cry a little bit, and then I eat some donuts. But the donuts is the good part.
Nice.
Ooh.
Where do you get
Where-
donuts
yeah.
from?
Like really bad supermarket ones where they're like
Oh,
super
no.
britty.
Oh, no.
But then you drink the coffee and you're like, oh, I'm so thirsty from these britty donuts. And now the
Oh.
coffee's really good. And they're like just a little bit sweet. They're not good, but they're like really good. You know what I mean?
How did you develop this ritual?
Well, one day after launch, I was like, I'm sad. I'm going to get some donuts.
Yeah.
And I did. And it like made me so happy. So there you go.
Was it because sugar makes people happy? So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also, I mean, at least for me, because I also love to shove donuts in my face. It's like a delicious form of self-destruction.
Exactly.
It's like self-harm, but you get donuts as well. Because you know what? You can only eat like 2 donuts before they start getting like, it's like pancakes. You know, you have 2 pancakes, and that third pancake is just
What?
not.
No.
You can't.
what are you
start
putting in
hitting
pancakes?
a pancake wall. And,
At 3? I don't think you're trying hard enough.
hey, I have big pancakes. Don't question the size of my pancakes. They're huge. But you know, you hit a carb wall, and it's just like I don't want any more of this, and that's true of donuts as well. But you can eat more donuts, I think, than you can pancakes.
That might be true.
It is, trust me.
But how do you say more? Because like one donut is not the equivalent of one pancake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you mean like by weight? You can eat more donuts?
I'm not a pastry scientist here.
Oh, why'd you bring it up?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Man, do you have a favorite place to get donuts from?
The supermarket. Like those
You
are my
really?
Yeah,
No,
I
it's-
love those ones.
Oh,
Genuinely.
Terrible.
And I wouldn't say that they're good or recommend them, but
Yeah.
they're the ones that I enjoy the most personally.
I often walk past those and go, "Who's buying these?"
Me. I'm buying them. Once every 3 months.
Oh man, what do you think of Dunkin' Donuts? No good.
Oh, I hate them.
What?
Yeah, they're disgusting.
No, you get a
They
chocolate.
all they
chocolate
all have a
glaze. Ooh,
similar taste. I
They
find.
all
Like,
taste the same, and they
yeah.
all taste like nothing.
wrong.
No.
Wrong. You
They-
you get the chocolate cakey one. You get a cruller.
Yeah, they all taste the same, except that
Butternut.
the crawler is like way too sweet. That one's
Oh,
too
I
sweet
love-
too.
love- The butternut?
Yeah.
Yeah, butternut's really sweet. But the cruller's not that sweet.
Yeah, it's
like
too
eggy.
sweet.
Ooh, I love it.
Ew.
There's this tiny little like donut shop that's attached to a dairy down the road.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
From here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's called like Southern Made or something like that.
Mhm.
And I
Oh,
really
wow.
really like their donuts way
gonna
more
go
than
there after
Dunkin'
this.
Donuts. Yeah.
They do a Southern Made stand at the night markets near work.
Oh, I haven't been to those markets. They sound nice.
They're not.
Okay.
They're really crowded.
Okay.
And
So they're popular.
one time I saw a guy steal a drink, and I confronted him about it, and he threatened me. So
Why are you
but-
confronting?
Yeah,
people?
why
It's
am I
like none of your
confront-
business.
Why am I confronting thieves? Because
Yeah.
I'm a baller.
What do you think was gonna happen?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd put the drink back.
You're like, now's my chance. I just watched Batman. Now's my chance.
I am predator now. All right. You guys got any questions?
I already covered the Red Dead thing, so no, I'm out. I'm fresh out of questions.
Have you got any questions for us?
Why'd you start the podcast?
Oh man, I don't know. Sav was the one that turned to me one day and said, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?"
I thought there's a
To get rich.
Right.
It's
for
working.
those dollar bills. It was a thing of people weren't saying or talking about games with any like substance.
Mm-hmm.
So we started a podcast where we talk about donuts and
And reading quests. Yes.
But I always found like making the art and stuff. I found that interesting, but no one would talk about it. But you'd hear journalists talk about it with no basis. It was really there's
So
no
there's-
substance to what they had.
Right. There's no like dev perspective
Yeah.
on video games.
Yeah, there was idle thumbs and they were good, but they were writers.
Right.
And yeah, I just felt like I had things to say too. And Blake was really into it. Well, not really into it. He was just like, yeah, I'm keen. And so
Because we would get into conversations about just video games in general at work,
Yeah.
and I'd always start enjoying a conversation, but then it was constantly interrupted by other people, and so you never really got very, very deep conversations.
Right.
And maybe we don't get deep conversations on this podcast, but at least I can
Sometimes.
I think sometimes we do, and I just wanted somewhere to talk about video games where I wasn't like interrupted, basically.
Yeah, but you can still do that without recording it. So like, what is?
at work,
No. Like just in general, you guys
Oh,
can get
yeah.
together
Yeah.
outside of work and like not record your conversations about video games. What is it?
then how would we prove we had that conversation?
Why do you need to prove it? Is my question.
I don't know.
What are you getting out of having an audience? I guess is the bigger question.
We don't have an audience.
Come on, you got a little audience.
I don't know.
I don't know, yeah, like, because I do remember you were just like one day like, hey, what do you think about like doing a podcast?
Is it because it gives you like a reason to focus the conversation?
I would yeah, I do try to do that. It's something that I would want to hear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to make the thing that I want to listen to.
That makes
In a way.
sense.
So it filled that. And yeah, going into it, I think Red Dead wasn't announced. And I needed freaking evidence. No, but also there were just interesting conversations happening that weren't happening on your IGNs, your GameSpots or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it really was that. No developer perspective on anything. And it kind of sucked. And I felt like I was in a pretty unique place being a grinder, being a game developer.
Yeah.
And kind of doing that kind of stuff. And like certain things had to fall into place to get the podcast going.
Mm-hmm.
Blake was cool with it. He was into it. Nick was pivotal. He had to be. I remember asking you twice to be on the podcast.
Yeah. I
And the
still don't know
first
why.
But yeah, Nick sort of had to be the third.
Yeah, that makes sense.
so
Because
it-
like you guys work on the art team, and then you've got like the game design to tie it together, and then Nick's background in journalism. And all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. So it sort of just fell into place. Like it was a pretty good team, and I think fairly diverse in this way. Good. I knew we'd have good conversation, just being from like opposite ends of game development. Me and Nick.
Opposite ends.
Opposing ends, you
yeah.
might say.
being game development rivals.
Yeah.
And what's changed like from when you first started to now? Like, have you learned stuff? Have you changed your positions or?
I also had a fear of public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So the podcast was interesting because it would give me an outlet to work on it.
Yeah, cool. That's
Um,
like exactly why I'm here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the thing of like thinking I had something good to say for someone who, like me, who would like to hear it. So there was that. What was the question?
What's changed from the start to now?
I guess we're a little more experienced at it. We've kind of found our groove.
Yeah,
little
I think I can explain how I feel about a game better
So descriptive.
Yeah.
Yes.
than I used to. Because like before, I'd just be like, yeah, it's good. But then in my mind, I'm like, well, what does good
Yeah.
kind of mean? You know, and trying to get into that, I think has been how I've changed.
There is a lot of
Yeah.
learning too that I've gotten out of this. So I very much didn't think a statement of like video game stories suck. I didn't think that would be like so explosive or dividing or whatever. I didn't think that had so much weight behind it, but a lot of people care about it.
Yeah.
And so it's actually opened my eye up to these kind of things that I sort of had blinders on.
You were exposed to different perspectives.
Yeah, and it was cool talking through them. But also exposing like my vocabulary sucked so much that
Right.
I couldn't really say anything about it.
Are you getting feedback from like the guests on the podcast or like people who are listening?
Me listening to myself, just seeing how like the conversation would flow. Also, people would write in, obviously.
Right. Where are you getting most
Comments.
of your feedback?
Well, you can email frenzyquestions@gmail.com. You can tweet at frenzycast. Facebook.com/frenzycast has a place you can send messages to. Frenzygamer.wordpress.com has a comment section. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/frenzycast. Also on Twitch sometimes, apparently.
Yeah, I was on there this morning.
But like, where is most of the activity, do you think?
It's kind of spread out, honestly.
I think it's mostly Facebook.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube.
You don't get
My
much.
dad
on-
leaves a comment on the
Oh yeah,
website sometimes.
the website sometimes gets stuff. We, I don't know. For a while, we were getting like quite a few emails, actual emails sent in.
Interesting.
But mostly it's like Facebook messages and people, sending us like direct messages in Facebook.
Bex.
Yes.
We have at work, like as a company, discussed the potential for ExileCon
Mm-hmm.
next year.
Yeah.
And as a community director,
Yeah.
like a very
Where are you
public
going
facing,
with this, Nick?
are you like, how do you feel about that? I assume you're going to
Petrified.
be like kind of a
Yeah.
public figure there.
Yeah. Like especially because when we announced it, a lot of people were like, "Oh, can't wait to meet Bex." I'm like, "Please leave me alone." Oh, my god. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to like connecting with a lot of people that I've known for years and years, but have never met, never spoken to in person. That's going to be amazing. Like, particularly a lot of the streamers who I have like an ongoing rapport with. I think that's going to be really fascinating. I'm excited to push myself at the event because it's going to be incredibly uncomfortable for me, like naturally. I'm afraid of getting murdered, but
Yep.
beyond
There's
that,
always that fear in just
yeah.
general life.
Meeting someone from the internet, there's always that chance.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really cool. It's a lot of pressure, but like it's like good pressure.
How much now? You were feeling some nerves about coming on here,
Yeah.
but you came on anyway. Is this part of your slow build towards getting ready for
Yeah.
ExileCon?
Yeah, absolutely. Because most of what I've been doing hasn't been very public at GGT. Like it was only recently that people learned what I looked like. It was ExileCon that pushed me to post a picture and start becoming more public and more used to being like unedited, essentially. And so this was like a really good first step for doing that because it's not live. There's no camera or anything like that, and I already know you guys, so it's like
No camera
pretty
you know
easy.
about, anyway.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, ExileCon is basically the reason I'm here, essentially. Otherwise, I don't really care about your podcast.
That's fair.
That's right.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Do we know any more details about Path of ExileCon other than it's going to happen?
It's like November next year, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't think we've announced anything.
No details, no
Nothing's
dates.
locked in.
Yeah.
We did actually. We got someone asking if we were going to do a front seat gamer panel or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but like, we don't really talk about Path of Exile that much on this.
We could though. Like,
Yeah,
we,
I guess we could. Like, yeah, we
could
totally
just be
could.
the moderators for a Path of Exile
Hmm.
themed episode live. But I
Yeah,
don't
and you'll
really
have
wanna-
like a lot of community members there. You could get streamers or whatever to come
That's
talk.
true. We could.
I'm sure they'd be keen.
But then I'd have to talk in front of people. That's
Not
not.
necessarily. You could get like a private room.
That seems like a real like
Well, you probably
not
need
taking advantage of the.
no, but like you
I guess
would.
they're in the
There'd be a lot of noise at a convention like that. You wouldn't want to do it right in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, that's right. At speaking of that, at NZGDC this year, in the break, in the lunch break, and like afternoon tea break, where everyone is eating and everyone's mingling around. There was people trying to do some kind of like presentation, and like trying to talk over all these people in this huge like.
But they were trying to sell
conference.
software, basically, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like a sales pitch in a way.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is a horrible idea. Why would you do that? Like,
so you can sell your software. That's why.
no one was like looking. Everyone was just looking over, going, "Why are these people doing this presentation while everyone else is like trying to like just talk amongst themselves?"
It was
and
weird because it was
have
also
like lunch.
the booth for that was positioned where the food line is.
Yeah.
So no one can stand around and watch or listen.
Mm.
'Cause there's a giant food line in the way.
So we won't be doing anything like
so
that.
we're gonna have our panel out in the halls while people are eating.
Yeah.
If you could ask if you if you could know the absolute truth and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Oh, that's so weird. There's so many things. It's probably like, why do humans have consciousness? It feels
Oh,
very
shit.
cruel.
Yep.
Shit.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Aliens, probably, right?
Why do you think humans have consciousness?
I don't know. Presumably, it's part of evolution, and like, there's no like sit end game. It's just to evolve and become bitter. But so far, it's like, why this?
You don't get into that like, it's so the universe can know itself kind of thing.
Oh, I don't know. What does that even mean?
That's like this crazy, I guess it's esoteric idea that the universe is like a living organism and it needs creatures of consciousness to sort of know
to
what
look,
it is.
Look at itself.
Yeah, yeah.
But how is it extracting that information from humans in that theory?
Because I don't know, we're all part of some conscious like.
Oh, so it'd be
universal,
like humans are
thing.
the eyeballs of
yeah,
living
yeah,
creatures,
yeah.
I guess
essentially.
you can think of it as a colony organism,
yeah,
right? Like the what are they called? Man-o-wars?
jellyfish.
Yeah, there's like that jellyfish that's actually just like a colony of microorganisms.
Right.
And even though they all perform different functions, they live as a colony and function as a single organism.
Okay.
Yeah, so the universe is like a jellyfish.
We're jellyfish bits. I mean, we've done most of the questions at this point. Oh, we'll do another one, I guess. What book, movie, or TV show influenced you the most?
That is super tough.
Do you have a favorite book or series?
Yeah, there's a book by a New Zealand author called Stone Dogs, which I really enjoyed. And then also, I just read Gone with the Wind like quite recently, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be
Really?
dumb, but it was quite good.
Wow.
I wouldn't say it's influenced me, though. It's really
Yeah.
hard to think of stuff like that that's influenced me. Actually, there's a New Zealand movie that I watched when I was a kid. It was called Alex. It was about a swimmer. And in that movie, she played piano, and that movie was the reason I got into music.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's a pretty solid answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool. I'm pretty much out of questions. So, you got anything you want to like promote?
Promote.
Twitter?
Oh, yeah, follow me on Twitter, I guess.
What it's at
Bexchange Words.
Tell me about your tweet handle. Why did you choose
Oh my
Bexchange
god,
Words?
I was procrastinating getting on Twitter for like a year because I couldn't think of a handle, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go with something that's like not related to my job specifically. It's like a play on words. It's got my name at the front. That's like important. And I was like, okay, on Twitter you exchange words, so Bexchange Words.
Nice.
Okay, let's go. I hate it so much, but I still can't think of another one.
That's sort of like the equivalent of like you looked around the room to find like,
Yeah,
what your
I
name
love
is.
lamp.
It's Bex Exchange Words.
Yeah.
That's great. That's man, I hate my Twitter handle.
What is it?
Alicard52.
Yeah, what is that from?
Why 52?
It's just a number I picked.
Why not 42?
I don't know, I just picked 52 for.
There's definitely a story here you're not telling us.
Oh.
I just picked it.
Oh, that's it. That's the fun alarm. No more fun on this podcast.
Oh, it's because it's coming down.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
there's like automated. There's like mechanical scaffolding outside.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live in a construction site. Right?
All right. We'll have to. I think we've gone quite a bit over time, but that's okay. You guys got anything else you want to say?
No.
Thanks for coming on. It's been
Oh, thanks
it's been
for having
cool.
me.
Yeah, I
Thanks
wanna
for
thank you.
persisting despite my procrastination for
Well-
the last year.
Probably have you on again in the future.
Maybe for Survivor finale.
Yes,
We could do a Survivor
I-
special.
definitely want to do that. Oh my
We
goodness.
could
I think
get
that'd be
Carrie on
good.
as well. If,
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get Carrie, and then like when the season ends and we know who's won, we
can
could even
talk
like
about-
transfer the trophy at that point.
Oh my god! Wait, you
yeah.
have a trophy?
Yeah, we're having a trophy
our,
this
our
time.
plan. Carrie has suggested we get a torch-shaped trophy.
Perfect.
And then we like engrave winners on there, and we pass the trophy around
Oh.
as people
Yeah.
win. I'm super
And
excited
you put
to never
the
get it.
the series.
'Cause
You put your name and the series, right? Number
yeah, probably,
Yeah.
or maybe the series name.
or the series name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
More
gonna
engraving. That sounds like it'd be more money.
Yeah. It sounds like it's probably going to be expensive. We don't have to do that. We
Which
can
on
just get the trophy.
It's a felt tip pen that you just write down.
Yeah.
like just a whiteboard.
Yeah, whiteboard mark.
It's a chalk.
Yeah.
Don't blow on it. Please don't blow on it. All right. Well, if you've got any questions for Bex for next time she's on, you can email us frenzyquestions@gmail.com or tweet at us at frenzycast. Or you can tweet directly at Bex at Bexchange Words, which is, I think that's how you say
That's
it.
correct.
Facebook.com/frenzycast. We get messages on there. We love hearing from you guys. So hit us up. frenzygamer.wordpress.com. Dad, send another comment. YouTube.com/frenzycast is where we post our episodes sometimes and bites, right?
Yeah, I haven't done one in like over a year.
So we don't do bites
I
anymore.
have a list of like funny like little clips that we've had that I need to
When
like.
you raise your voice and say
Yeah.
funny, that means it's not funny.
Not convinced.
How was that? Funny?
Pretty good.
It's fine. We're so funny. Twitch.tv/frenzycast. Severn was twitching this morning.
Yep.
What were you twitching?
A bit of Tomb Raider.
Nice.
Yep.
And apparently we're also on Spotify.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
s-
buddy.
You set that up. That was cool.
Yeah, we're on various things, but Spotify's good.
We're on
Spotify's all right.
iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
but I haven't. I searched for us and I couldn't find us.
I read something about iHeartRadio, and apparently they're like bombing right now.
Really?
Like in terms of money they make or whatever.
So look for us on
So don't go-
iHeartRadio.
Wow.
So don't go there. Use Spotify or
Yeah. We
Rate
were
us
on SoundCloud for a while, and you can catch. I think there's 2 episodes still on there from like a year ago.
You should rate us on iTunes/whatever podcast app you use, and tell your friends. It's always helpful to hear that we have had things like that happen. We like hearing from you, so do it. And we'll be back in a couple weeks, probably. People are nodding silently, which is great for an audio format. And we'll see you then. Bye.
To be fair, there's no like cool way to high five someone.
there is.
No, there is not. They're
wind-
always
The
awkward.
windmill from top.
No, terribly cringy.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't high five just on principle.
Oh shit.
You a fist bumper?
Oh, I sometimes do that because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Do you do fancy handshakes?
No. Those
Have-
give me such
Have you
anxiety.
have you done this one where you slap and then you grab the leg?
Oh, why?
yeah,
Why are
yeah,
humans
yeah.
like
I've not seen
this?
that.
Yeah.
There's too many ways to
I know
greet
that one.
someone.
yeah. See
What about the finger guns? You go,
Oh my
"Hey."
god, I accidentally did that to Chris the other day and I just wanted to die as soon as I
Oh,
left his office.
Which Chris?
I do
Chris
that.
Wilson. No,
What did he do
He'd be
back?
fine with
Did
it.
he
he
try to
didn't even
high-five you?
notice, but it was
And he came
because
back.
he told me to do something I'd already done, and I was like, already done it with finger guns,
Yeah.
and then like I just left immediately. I was like, why? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good.
Whoa.
Or you're just really into the Wiggles.
What does the
Nothing.
Wiggles got to do with it?
is
Why are
the
you
thing.
watching the Wiggles? You're a
Hey,
grown
man,
man. You
whatever-
don't even have children.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I read all of their Wikipedia page and it was fascinating. So
Why?
I started reading it on a whim. I don't remember why. This is like
That
a couple
is
years ago. But
absurd.
Because
yes.
you just finished with the Blues Clues Wikipedia and you were looking for a new.
Hey, that guy's interesting too.
That guy is interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can't remember
let's
why,
halt
but
the-
he is.
Let's just halt the criticism about reading the Wiggles Wikipedia page because that shit
It
is
wasn't
amazing.
criticism. It was just a query.
You got to read that. It's really good.